Go see Daddy.
Dogs. At least he's not a Cocker Spaniel.
At least he's not a Rottweilers.
Bitch-ass Rottweilers.
Bitch-ass Rottweilers.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another video of the two favorite book nerds, Amy
And Kelly.
Today we're talking about the third book in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series, the Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook.
Yes.
By Matt Dinman.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Number 3.
The longest book of the series thus far.
That we've
read.
Thus far.
So much happening.
So much.
And an insane, unsolvable puzzle.
Yeah. Okay, because as I tell you, there is so much in this book, and it is longer. And last time we talked about the shortest book in the series and talked for 2 hours. I did a 4-part breakdown.
Oh!
With notes. I know, look at me.
And you had all of the tabs in the book.
And oh my gosh.
Y'all.
The tabbing was insane. So much tabbing.
Like, who are you?
I know, right?
Notes and tabbing in a book?
Yes.
Did you annotate? Like, write something?
No, but I could have. If I had, so they make those little, like, clear stickers. If I'd had those, I would have been writing in this book. But, yes, so many. Because this book, I have said it, I've read 4 of the books so far. This has been my favorite so far. And I know a lot of people complain about it because it's very confusing. And I don't care because it's the other stuff that just, does it for me. And I love this book. And so, yeah, literally every time I laughed out loud, I put a tab. Every time a Carl and Donut moment made me, like, either, feel something, I put a tab. Mm-hmm. So many feels I had in this book. So many feels. Tabs everywhere. Tabs everywhere.
So many tabs, that's wild.
I did a 4-part breakdown of, now I'm all verklempt. I'm all verklempt.
You're all what?
Huh?
What did you say?
I'm all verklempt.
Verklempt?
I'm all verklempt.
What is this?
It's an old Saturday Night Live thing.
Okay.
So yeah, I did. I broke it into 4 parts because basically when I am doing the read along with the YouTube channel Hello Crawlers, and they broke it down into 4 parts.
Okay.
So I thought, well, that sounds manageable. Mm-hmm. So, and it was until like I was doing like half a page, and then I got to the end, and my last 4 was an entire page long. So, yeah. So anyway, I thought there's just so much that I thought we needed a little structure in
Fair enough.
In how we talked about stuff.
I did start watching the Hello Crawlers as well, or I guess watching on YouTube, but it is a podcast as well, so you can listen.
Right. Yeah.
So good. So good. They made a lot of points, and honestly, I think that this is a great book to listen to their podcast for.
Yes, I do too.
Because they're so the Iron Tangle and the whole train system and the puzzle of it all is so confusing. And I know that like he has the thing at the beginning of the physical books about don't pay too much attention to these things. Just read.
Just go with it.
Just go with it. Yeah. But that still makes it difficult to catch everything because
it does.
You know, and so that listening, watching their podcast, whatever, there were things that they pointed out that I'm like, that went right over my head. I completely missed that, and they had a lot of really great points. So
yeah, although I do have to say they really stand by it's unsolvable. I don't believe that's true. I think there's very much a structure to it. And while I don't completely understand it, by the end I was getting glimmers of the structure.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily agree that, because they were talking about like, well, obviously the characters have to solve it. And one of their things was like, they didn't like that you couldn't solve it along with the characters. But I just don't know that that's true. I think maybe you can.
Yeah. You
just don't have to. Because you're going to get it all in the end no matter what.
Right.
And maybe that's why I think it is, because I was just going. And when they came up to the end, I was like, oh yeah, that'll make sense. I think it is a great, and I like, because they will have 2-hour episodes talking about 4 chapters.
Yeah.
And so I do think they bring out a lot of points. I don't necessarily think I agree with all of their points.
No.
I think sometimes they're stretching to get to somewhere. But yeah, just bringing out things that, for this book, one of the things I think when they start getting their fan boxes and their sponsorship boxes, the one guy that always sits in the middle, I can't remember his name, is John Martin, and I can't remember his name. Anyway, he asked them, would you watch this?
Oh, yeah.
And that's a really good, that's a really good question to talk about, that I wouldn't have thought to talk about.
Right.
And, got me thinking.
I was like, so what's your answer?
My answer is no, I wouldn't. Because and this is immediately what I thought, and Martin said the same thing. But it was my immediate thought. I don't watch reality TV now. I think it's stupid. I don't watch any of it. Because it's all, okay, so in the beginning, maybe reality TV was a little more real, but now it's all scripted. It's all, they're cutting stuff out, the whatever. So I don't think that I would, but I don't think it's such a big stretch to say that people would watch this.
Oh, I would 100% watch it.
Right? So there you go.
I am a trash TV lover. The trashier the better, okay? So this is straight up this is the drama that I would pay to watch, that, and that's so sad to say, because I understand that people are actually dying and you're watching them die bloody, but I'm that big front row on that seat on that TV show, I'd be there. I'd be sad.
You'd be in the Capitol for the Hunger Games?
Oh yeah. Catch me every Thursday night for that recap episode. Whatever. I'm there.
Now I can't say I wouldn't watch the recap episode. I wouldn't go that far, but I don't think that I would be watching it live. I just don't think I would, because I just don't watch reality TV now. So
I'm so desensitized to everything anymore that honestly I would just be like, damn, that really sucks for them, but let's send them a loot box. Why not a fan box? Let's go.
Yeah. So
man, I love Carl and donuts. Let's go.
You'd be part of the princess posse.
Oh, 100%. A donut hole for life.
I'm not amused.
I love the whole thing, because that was just so funny that Carl started that, and she's just like, and because of you, donut holes is really taking off.
It's a contender. And I'm not amused. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So get into it.
Let's get into it. Yes.
Okay. So floor 3, the Iron Tangle, and I mean my first annotation was page 2. At the end, when they're going through the door and you've got the AI doing the description, and the end of the description, it was choo choo, motherfuckers. First annotation of the book, page 2.
So amazing.
Yeah.
That is a mic drop line if I ever heard one. Choo choo, motherfuckers. I loved it.
So yeah, it's the Iron Tangle, which is a train system. So he did start off with a preface saying, don't worry about it. So were you able to not worry about it?
For the most part.
Yeah.
I honestly, even if it was an easier to follow puzzle, I am not one that's able to actually try and figure out things as I'm reading. As I've learned, the Ernest Cunningham books with the mysteries.
Yeah.
I'm the world's worst detective when it comes to this. Real life, I will stalk and I will find out, okay? I'm a good real life detective, but in books, I'm the worst detective, okay? So, yeah, it wouldn't have mattered. I wouldn't have been trying to figure it out anyway. So, luckily, I was able to look past Zomp and all of the other colors that were in there. And Yeah.
They just, well, it opens up when they go through the doorway, they're on a train immediately. Mm-hmm. So they know they're on this train, the subway. It looks like a subway. Katya says it looks like a Russian subway. So they know that, but they have no other ideas. But, you know, they've been in the dungeon a while now, so they know something's up. So, so these first few chapters were kind of slow for me. There was a lot of mechanics going on, a lot of talking back and forth. Although the action did start, like, right off the bat with actually a really cool moment, little sequence in there with Carl using the protective spell. So they were finding out that the train would stop at these stations and the mobs would get on, and they were pretty soon surrounded by these mobs trying to get on there. So Carl, which I did not remember this about, again, we've talked before, I'm not a gamer, I'm not keeping track of what they have and what they don't have. The protective spell or shell that he has because of his night cloak, isn't it?
I think so.
I think it was an upgrade to that. But anyway, it's static. So it's like a shield that you just put up. Mm-hmm. So Carl figures out that if he puts that on a moving train, it's going to stay and just blast through the train, which it does. It's really cool.
With him in it, though, also, so...
Yeah. So it's, like, really cool. So it passes through, the only thing that it affects are, like, living things, apparently. So it passes through the train walls, but it, like, completely smashes all the mobs. That was great.
Yeah.
That was really great. And I'm like, I cannot wait to see that again. I loved that move. Mm-hmm. That was really cool. So also part of the talking was Donut getting her new subclass. As the former child actor, she gets a new subclass on every level. So she got to pick that. But I think what was cool about that too was they discovered, and they think it's a glitch, so they don't say it out loud, but if she levels up a skill that she has in that subclass, she won't lose it when she goes to the next level. Mm-hmm. They figured that out too, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was cool. Was this beginning sequence where we had the demon babies? I can't remember.
No. Okay. They don't
come next.
Not till they get on the nightmare.
Okay. I couldn't remember where I started taking notes because I didn't actually start putting page numbers until later on and annotating whatever. So when we get to that.
Fire Brandy.
Oh my gosh.
Is that what you're talking about?
No. The mob.
Oh,
the mob.
Yes.
The demon.
No, yes, it was. Yes,
okay.
It was.
Okay, that's what I thought.
He was like, when Carl said something demon babies.
Yeah. And I was like,
yeah, they look like, that's right. They look like big babies, demonic babies.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, let's just take something that's already scary, a baby, and make it demonic. So, wow, it's even scarier now.
Yeah.
Like, props to you, Demon.
It was.
Like, now.
Go fuck yourself, creepy babies.
There it is. But this beginning part is also where we had was this where we had the trap? The song?
Yes. Was it the trap or the alert? The alarm. I think it was the alarm trap.
Yeah, the alarm trap.
So they put the alarm on the door so that they would know when it was, but it's when it goes off, when the alarm goes off, it's a song.
It's Fergalicious.
Yeah. So it's any song
that's ever peaked on the top 100.
On the top 100.
The top 100. And I that was my first actual annotation when I went back through the ebook here. Yeah, peaking hit number 2 on January 13th, 2007. It's Fergalicious. And you know, that Carl is talking about how it's an alarm trap and explaining the plan, and Katya's kind of like, oh, I don't know, like, whatever, and Donut chimes in and is like, just go with it. When Carl says to do something, we do it. Also, I love this song.
I have that one highlighted too.
Yeah, oh gosh, I was cracking up. I was like, of course Donut would love that song. Donut would love that song. That was so funny.
But I just love Donut. Just go with it. Mm-hmm. When Carl says do something, we do it.
Yeah. Like, aw, that loyalty though, Donut.
Yes. So they get off of that, and this is my next highlight, because they find out that the AI is still pissed off. Mm-hmm. Because in book 2, when the AI was going to award these reward quest boxes to everyone, it got blocked. It didn't happen. It got vetoed.
Yeah.
And so here's the AI giving out these new boxes. And I don't remember why. Oh, the new achievement. Okay. New achievement. Cuck Aquaman. You got fucked by a fish. Because the Kuatin are fish.
Mm-hmm.
There I am explaining the joke, but... You've done something so spectacularly controversial, courts and lawyers had to get involved. The end result was my decision being overturned. The AI is pissed. Reward, you've received a platinum. It's not my fault you fish-headed assholes don't properly program your quest box. So this is where they get, they've been talking about, this is where they can get personal spaces. Mm-hmm. And so while Carl's reading this, Donut is with the Babka trying to negotiate a price on them getting a personal space.
Yeah.
Because it's like 40,000 gold and they don't have that much anyway. He's just like,
yeah, she needs to
talk to him about it.
You know, build up the skill anyway.
She's built it up anyway. And just give it a shot.
Yeah.
So Donut, Katya, and Carl all got this same box, and when they open it up, there's like this massive amount of coupons for personal spaces and upgrades. Mm-hmm. So the AI is pissed.
Yeah. Well, that the AIs did that. That was yeah. Like this was kind of a big fuck you to Borat and all that.
Exactly.
All that before.
Exactly. Like, because the AI is screwing Borat out of money. Mm-hmm. Because this is usually, I guess, something that your sponsors will upgrade for you, is your spaces, and spend money doing it with Borat. But now that the AI has given it to them, I mean, huge amounts.
Oh, yeah.
Has just given it to them, and now the sponsors can spend money on other stuff. It's just like screwed Borat out of all this money. And it was just, it was great.
And Donut, I love this scene because Donut was getting feral with the negotiating.
I can get her.
Yeah, I can get her down.
Don't make her. If she went below a certain amount, the Babka herself would have to make up the difference. And Carl's like, don't. That will make you look like such an asshole if you make her spend her own money. And besides, you don't have to. Go look in your box.
Yeah. But I can do it, Carl.
She was in it.
Yeah.
She was in it.
She has gotten so addicted to selling and negotiating. Like,
definitely.
It's so crazy. Like, we'll get to it later on, but it just shows just how much she loves anything revolving money.
The haggling. You know, she loves the game.
Yeah, she's in it. She's in it for the game, and I think it's so hilarious.
Okay, this next, area, which took up a huge chunk of time, was getting their personal space, setting up their personal space.
It was fun. I liked it. The Royal Palace of Princess Donut, which awesome name. And then of course I loved getting to read about how Donut was customizing the space. And like she's got a purple door and like all this stuff. I'm like, they made this comment in Hello Crawlers about how like this was like The Sims, and I'm like, yes, that's exactly what I was thinking while I was reading it, because I love The Sims. It's my favorite video game of all time. And I'm just like, man, this brings me back. I'm like, yeah, Donut, let's go. Purple door. How about a pool? We want a pool in here, but actually maybe not a pool because your Sim's gonna fall in there and then drown. So like, it was fantastic. Just like listening to how they were setting everything up. I liked it. But I understand that it was a bit of a boring lag of time.
It was.
Kind of a time suck or whatever.
It was. I skimmed the majority of it. The only thing that really interested me was the fact that they got the upgrade on their beds, so that they only have to sleep for 2 hours.
Man, where can I find one of these beds?
Well, I
want this so much.
It was another thing that I highlighted, though, as far as like Carl talking about, it's not just fueling your body, it's giving your mind a rest too. And he's like, in the situation that we're in, the only escape we have is to sleep. Mm-hmm. So what will that, turns out, it's all good. It's all good. So now they only have to sleep for 2 hours and they wake up fully refreshed. But the fact that they all have their own rooms now. But Donut insists that Carl sleep in her room. Because, Carl, you know I can't sleep without you.
That made me literally awe out loud. I was like, oh,
I know.
Donut.
So I'm like, there's Carl and he's got Donut up by his neck and Mongo stretches out across his feet. And I'm like, oh.
It's the cutest thing ever.
It is very, very cute.
Mm-hmm.
Plus they got some other boxes. Carl got the necklace for being the magistrate of the city, so now he gets taxes. I thought that one was kind of funny.
Yeah.
And Donut gets a new tiara.
Yes.
Yes.
Donut has to have a tiara. A princess must have her tiara.
Yeah. And I don't remember. No, that was not a fan box, was it? That was just a regular box.
Yeah, because I think,
So,
yeah, the glasses.
yeah, that was just a regular. That was a sponsored box.
A sponsor box.
Was that. I think this was just regular boxes because Carl got Talon Strike for his feet too. So, you know, once again, he's not ever going to be able to have shoes. So again, during this time is the time I almost cried.
Oh.
I teared up a little bit.
Hashtag R.I.P. Brandon.
R.I.P. Brandon. Yeah, that was so... Ugh. And the way, I don't know.
I mean, a lot, the way Carl reacted, I think, had a lot with how it made the reader feel.
Yeah, I
mean,
for
sure, because like, Brandon, we didn't get a lot with Brandon.
Not a lot, but you could tell, obviously, he and Carl had connected, and I mean, we were in a chat together, but the way that he had seen a message there, but when he finally got back to it again, it was in a special tab. And so that's how he finds out, is the tab is messages from deceased crawlers. And I'm like, oh no, not Brandon.
Yeah. The glue that held Metal Arc Group together, kind of, and yeah, that was kind of rough. And his message was like, oh damn, like things really kind of fell apart in Metal Arc there.
Yeah.
Like, Chris going off the deep end there a little bit. Sounds like something happened.
Bit. Yeah, talking about wanting to find Carl, and that, you know, he was, because of the recap episodes, thought that, you know, Carl was this big get after him fighter, and Chris thought he was really connecting with that, and I'm fighting with Brandon.
I'm smelling a little obsessed fanboy here, but I don't know, like, it's crazy, especially when we hear about Chris later in the book. That's kind of a little obsessive behavior there, but
yeah, I'm not gonna comment because
because you know before,
because I know.
Okay.
I know more. I know more, but yeah, I mean, it did give you the creepy vibe that, you know, he's going to come out, and we've already seen that, you know, even before here, that these recap episodes are not accurate. They're editing stuff out, they're making them look bad, they're, you know, all of the stuff. And so what's going to happen when Chris catches up to him and Carl isn't what Chris thinks?
Right.
Because he sounds a little unstable. So, yeah. So, Brandon got caught in the whole big boom quest of the end of the last book. He got caught in that, and so did this last. But he asked Carl, because they say he had a fight with Chris. Chris took off. And so he said, if you find him, tell him, you know, none of that matters. None of that matters anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's what
tell him I love him.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh. I'm sorry. That was so sad. But the other thing was, during him reading that, we get a little hint from Carl's background. Because the AI comes up with he has a message. And then the AI kicks in and says, this message is from a deceased crawler. When you close this message, the crawler will be removed from your message list. But hey, at least you're still kicking. And Carl's like, already gut punched. And then that happens. But then he says, so out of nowhere, I thought I'd had the breath knocked out of me. This is just like with Mom. Deep breaths, deep breaths. And so you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you already got an inkling that something bad had happened to his mom.
Right. I mean, that the whole Grand Canyon scene.
Yeah.
That was already like, oh, what's she gonna do? What is she gonna do?
So, I mean, yeah, you're already like, okay, she's dead.
Right.
She's dead. So what happened here? Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh. He's so good about just dropping these little things,
little
like
nuggets.
3 books in, and we still don't know exactly what happened with his mom and his dad.
Yeah, I mean, we know how his mom died, but we don't know the why.
But we don't know
the full why.
The full, yeah. And even then, it was just a random thought of Carl's, you know? This dude was traumatized before they hit the dungeon.
Oh, God, yeah. 100% he was.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
But I think that... Sorry, I think that lends a lot to his whole hero complex. Why he has to feel the need, he has to save everybody, because so many people have left him. And I also think that that's why he was so, I mean, obviously him and Donut already had the connection, but why he didn't want to talk to Donut about the Hecla and all of them.
Oh, absolutely.
He didn't want to even open the door to her potentially leaving him behind.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All the people that he cares about continue to leave him, and
I
he doesn't
think
want to be
it's
left.
also why he doesn't want to get involved. Because, like, remember in the, in the last book, when the AI, I think it was the AI, had indicated there were other crawlers in the vicinity, and Carl's like, no, we're not gonna. But then he finds other crawlers dead, and then feels bad that he didn't help them. Mm-hmm. And then with Katya, he did not want to take on Katya. He did not want to, so...
Yeah, because then that would be one more person he'd have to get attached to.
Right.
Or he would end up getting attached to. That he could potentially lose. Uh-huh. And the chances of losing are even higher now in the dungeon than they were before. So
he doesn't want to get invested in anybody. Mm-hmm. But then he does. Because he can't help it. He can't help it. He's the helper. Carl's the helper. Mm-hmm. Carl's the helper.
Yep.
What did you think of Mordecai's new form?
The frog.
The frog.
Or, well, I guess, was it a frog or a toad?
It's a toad.
It's a toad.
It's a toad.
Yeah.
Yes, let's get that right.
That was interesting. I thought it was funny when he had to eat the plate of flies, or like whatever. He had that whole thing that was brought out to them, and he just really didn't want to eat the flies, but you know, whatever. But just him like using his tongue for things now, almost like another arm or what. That's been kind of cool.
Yes, well,
him reaching out and grabbing the fry from Carl.
Until it's not.
Until it's not.
But first, we go meet Vernon on the train, the conductor. So we get a lot of information about how the trains work.
Is he the conductor?
From Vernon. He's the conductor. Yeah. Because the engineer was the Mantar.
Right.
So we've got Vernon, and we get...
Nice info dump there.
Yeah. Nice info dump. But then you get the suitcase prize, too. So... With the, one of them was a trap.
With the fire ants.
With the fire ants.
The fire.
Actual fire ants.
Actual fire ants. Yeah. And also, the mob that comes in at this part.
I know, that's what I already know.
The skinless, eyeless, human-sized jackrabbits. And I have here, What Moves the Dead flashback.
Yes! Yes! Absolutely.
Like, what is up with jackrabbits, man? Why are people making them so terrifying in these books? Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's all I could think about when I was reading that. I'm just like, what's up with the rabbits?
Yeah. Okay, first of all,
I guess those were hares and what moves to that. But anyway, same thing.
Before we go on, I did have a couple highlights that I was just, this is where I was getting bad feelings. Because it started to be very obvious that Katya, because she's not in a party with Hekla because I don't remember what the deal was. When you go down floors, you get separated or something. And anyway, she's not in her part, but she's in her chat. They're in a group chat together. And it's like, it becomes very clear that Katya is telling Hekla, like, everything. Because the point is, when they meet up again, Katya will go back to Hekla's group. Mm-hmm. But I remember when I was like, she's telling her everything.
Yeah.
Because all the time they'll be doing something, and Katya will say, guys, I just told Hekla about this, and she says.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it brought a lot of bad vibes for Katya at the start of this book.
Yeah.
Because we know, or we think that we know, Hekla wants to take Carl out.
Right, so, to get Mordecai.
To get Mordecai. So it almost feels like Katya is the spy for Hekla, and this whole thing was a setup from the jump to get her in there and figure out how we can take down from the inside.
Yeah.
And get Mordecai.
Yeah. So, but then Donut is jumping on in because obviously Carl didn't tell her anything. But Carl says to her, just be careful, okay? It's good to share information about the trains, but don't be giving other crawlers too much info about ourselves, especially where we are. And Donut's like, what? Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Paranoid Carl. But yeah, I mean,
yeah. Well, it wouldn't have mattered what Carl had told Donut anyway. He could have been like, well, I don't trust Hekla. She's like, what? And Donut wouldn't have believed him.
Probably not.
I
probably
think
not.
She would have listened, but I don't think she would have fully.
But I think if he had said to her, look, Odette said, this is the deal. Mm-hmm. I think that would have carried some weight with Donut.
Potentially.
I think maybe, but he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But he keeps doing these warnings to her and whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Also, though, I guess, and I just did it now, but Carl doesn't give Donut a lot of enough credit sometimes with like how much she's going to understand.
No, he does not. He doesn't.
I just did it. Just assuming how she was going to respond in that whole instance.
Yeah.
But like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that.
Well, because honestly, you don't know with Donut.
It's true.
At this point, you don't know. And later in the book,
her and Carl are both kind of ticking time bombs.
Yeah, they
sometimes.
can be.
And
they can.
It's really interesting to see what's going to set either one of them off, whether that's out of like an anger or whatever, like they're very emotional characters.
Yeah.
Emotionally driven, I guess. They run on emotion.
Yeah.
A lot.
Another thing that I had here was that after the fire ant thing, and Katya is being like, that's so sad, he just was making extra money to, get to his wife and stuff, and that's when Carl flat out says, no, there's no way. Mm-hmm. And I think it's about the first time that you get really hammered home that what these NPCs are.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's funny because in this little, section, Carl's really kind of, insensitive to the NPCs that he's always trying to save.
Yes. Yeah. And he shows, care and empathy to them later on. So it was kind of weird to see him be so unempathetic or sympathetic, whatever, to them in this moment. But yeah.
But the fact that, he believes he had a wife. But this floor's only been open for a day. Before this, he was probably a dwarf doing something else. Whatever the fourth floor theme was the last time they were in the dungeon. So it's like they're giving them these really fucked up memories.
Yeah.
And, they're just wiping them clean, and they have these memories, which, later on, obviously, a deal. But I think that's one of the first times we really get it out that this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, then the cornets. Absolutely. I was like, oh my God. The creepy rabbits are back.
Yes. We can't escape the creepy rabbits.
The creepy rabbits. And that they're skinless because they don't normally run around without skin. We just added that part because it makes them scary as shit.
Yeah. Like, oh, okay.
Nice.
Thank you for that.
So they find them when they're walking down that tunnel. And this is when Zev comes on and tells them that they need to do something with Katya or cut her loose. Which I thought was like, damn.
Right.
Because she's boring.
Yeah, the viewers think that she's boring.
Viewers don't like her. So you needed to either, like, tell her to jazz it up or cut her loose.
Yeah, you either need to ditch her or make her more interesting. Tell her to spice it up. Maybe grow a mohawk.
Wow.
Wow. And then Carl, obviously, is just like, are you fucking kidding me? And Donut's like, maybe if she makes herself more sexy looking, that will work. Maybe make her boobs bigger like Odette did. Oh, Donut.
I mean, Donut jumps right in. And it's funny, but see, this is one of those times too, like, Donut is not pulling any punches. She's basically going, Katya, you're boring, and we really need to, like, pump you up a little bit here.
Yeah, she straight up tells her, like, you need to grow a mohawk.
Yeah, you need to do something. And Katya tells her how many views she has. She's like, I have this many views. I've never had this many views. And Donut is like, oh, you sweet child.
Yeah, I have this whole sequence highlighted.
Good. That's like good for a beginner, but you're in the big leagues now.
Yeah. This moment was when we had another Gilmore Girls reference too.
Yes, we did.
Yep, because Deb was like, well, you need to do something. What's the point of adding a new character if she sucks? It's like when they added April to Gilmore Girls, but worse. And I'm like, preach. Preach, girl, preach.
Yeah.
And of course, Donut, that was when she's like, oh no, I will help her.
We can't have that.
We can't have that.
We can't have that.
So she's like, well, maybe, Katya, you need to get a catchphrase. That really worked well for Carl. And then Carl's like, God damn it, Donut. And right before he could even take it back. Oh, yeah, Donut's like, we shouldn't avoid conversations just because they're uncomfortable, Carl.
But again, Donut's saying all of this, and Katya's taking it in stride.
Yeah.
You know, because it's Donut. Now, if Carl
said it, she would have been like, man, you're being a dick right now.
Right? But see, Donut can get away with it because she's Donut.
Yes.
So, you know.
I have almost 10 billion followers. It was almost nothing until I joined your team.
Oh, you precious thing.
It's great. It really is. But those are rookie numbers.
That's great. It really is.
But those are rookie numbers. I have over 700 trillion. Like, yeah.
Oh, goodness.
So then that was Katya's makeover that we had next.
Yeah.
Or that happened with Donut. And I really wish that we would have had, like, a whole moment with Donut being like, nope, not that hairstyle, or, like, whatever. Like, you know,
like, glow-up moment.
Yes! I wanted that so bad, because I think that would have been hilarious. Just, like, you know, Katya just be like, well, I don't know.
But I think when he does slip it in, though, it's funny because it's like there's moments when, like, Carl looks away and looks back and she's changed her clothes. Or, she was now wearing this, but she kept the mohawk. And it was...
That's fair. That's fair.
It did in some cases. It was right. Oh, you precious thing.
Precious thing.
That's great. That really is. But...
You could just see, like, the paw coming out just on her arm. Just like, oh... Bless your heart. Kind of a moment.
Great.
Bless your heart.
Kind of so condescending right there. That's great. It really is. Now, what we know about the trains, since it's there's colored lines and there's named lines. And what we know about now is the colored lines only go in one direction, and they were dropped off at like 82 station 82
something high. Yeah.
And what they're kind of figuring out is they've got to be able to get back to closer to the beginning. And when they're talking to Vernon, they find out there's some sort of weird time slip that goes on. Like, they get to the end of the line, and then he can't remember what's going on, and suddenly he's back on the train again. But he knows because he will leave something on the train.
Oh, yes.
Or was it in his pocket?
I think it was in his
like
pocket.
He had
it with him. He had a picture of his wife.
Yeah, but that gold coin.
Yeah.
He said there was a gold coin on the train. So when he left, or when he got to the end of the line, he put the gold coin in his pocket. But when they got back and he woke up again, there was another gold coin. So he thought he was in some kind of time flip thing. So, yeah. But anyway, we find out that there's a way that these things are getting back to the beginning. And we also know that mobs are getting on at certain stations, getting off at certain stations, that they're going somewhere. And so it's in the cavern that they're finding the cornets were high. And Donut was like, meth again? Do we have llamas again? Is the meth back?
Yeah.
So they find out that somehow they're getting drugs some way, but they're going through these service corridor basically things, which they don't know what that's about yet.
Not yet.
Is that when they found the robot thing? They decided to blow it up. And it was it. Donut said, Carl, not everything is about explosives, and Katya said, I think Katya, trying to be more zazzy, says let's blow it up.
I mean, I think so.
For science.
I think so.
So they find these great big, like, crane robot things with carts, is what I'm picturing. Some kind of, like, mining cart is what I was picturing.
Yeah.
And they don't know what it's for. They don't know what's going on with them, but there's a whole lot of metal. And Carl likes to loot everything.
Yeah. And I think it was Donut's suggestion or was it Donut that was like, let's blow them up?
Was it? Or was it Carl? And then Donut said no. It was one way or the other. And Katya's the one that said, yeah, let's do it.
Katya, well, after Donut was like, you need to be more interesting, so
yeah,
do it. Oh, yeah, the Cornets had the Queasy.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so they had some kind of oral magic that made them nauseous. And the only way to get past it was exposure. Yeah. So they had to keep fighting the things so that they would become immune. Puked 100 times.
Yeah, which that just sounds terrible. Yeah, let's blow up the robots, yeah. Donut said. And then Katya's like, I don't think that's a good idea. And then Donut was like, remember what I said about being more vibrant? You should agree with me. People love it when Carl blows this stuff up. But, yeah. And then that was when Carl's like, yeah, let's do it for training and science.
It's like for science.
For science.
And then it was all good.
And then that's the way to do it. Now we just need to work on the mohawk and catchphrase.
Yeah. So we're figuring out that somehow they're coming to these places, they're getting their drugs, they're getting on the trains, and when they want more drugs, they're getting off and going somewhere.
Yeah.
And somehow being teleported. They're figuring out that there's a loop here, but they don't know what it is yet.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I said, it's all there. You can figure it out. It's all there.
Yeah.
You're figuring it out.
I mean, I would not have been able to, but I also, again...
No, me either. Me either. This is where I thought things really started to take off. When they went back to the safe room. And their fan boxes... They get a fan box, but then they have to wait like 24 hours or something, 30 hours. Because the fans get to vote on what will be in the box. And so you have to wait for the voting to be over. So the boxes are ready, and they go back to the safe room to open their boxes.
And things happen. Now, before we get here, though, I do want to... I have this highlighted, because they got a message from Batista.
Oh, yeah.
About how he was at the Desperado Club. And
that's right, yes.
So Carl tells them that they're gonna have to go back to the Desperado.
It's Dirty Shirley.
Yeah. Donut's like, we're going dancing tonight. It's Dirty Shirley time. And she's just like so excited. I had to mention that because I loved that.
You know, another thing that happens too is like while they've been gone out exploring, Mordecai's been there making potions. Mm-hmm. And so he's given him these potions.
His special brew.
And so the AI's description is Mordecai's special brew, a potion designed by a shifty changeling who has the tendency to kill those who count on him the most.
Yeah.
Like, ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
The AI's throwing punches.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
so now, not only are we a little bit skeptical or whatever of Katya, we got a little, what's going on with Mordecai?
Well, you know, we've known that Mordecai has issues. And that he's not always the best, the most reliable. He gets stinking drunk when you need to count on him, or you know, I'm like, oh, and we know that something bad happened
with his brother,
and Odette.
Oh, true.
We know something bad went down.
Well, and now something with Choco or whatever.
We have Choco now. We figure that out. But that I just thought that was a little drop. The AI's throwing punches.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the fan boxes.
But then the fan boxes.
Yeah. That's where Donut gets the saddle.
The saddle.
For Mongo.
Yes. And they're all worried because they're like, these fan boxes, the fans get to vote on what's in them and they use them to troll, you know. Did Katya get a fan box in this time? I don't think she did. Did she?
No, it came later. It came later.
Oh, yeah, because they made her open it before. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So in Carl's box is a game show.
Yeah, with the host.
The host, Choco.
And apparently Choco and Mordecai got some beef. They got history. So Mordecai, as soon as he sees Choco, he's yelling just like, oh, you motherfucker, and like all just going off, and he ends up hurling a chair.
Tries to attack him.
And they're in a safe room, so you can't attack. Non-violent, no attacks in a safe
attacks
room.
At all in a safe room. You get teleported away or you get in trouble.
And Mordecai got a timeout.
A 7-day timeout on a 9-day?
9-day level.
And they've already had 1 day. So, yeah. So, Carl, of course, goes nuts and catches himself from actually physically getting Choco, but like demanding to know what's going on. And
like, what is he to you?
Yeah.
He keeps saying, what is he to you? Or what are you to him? Like, whatever. And of course Choco's like, I can't talk about it.
But he does say.
What does he say? I have it highlighted. I should know.
There you go. Something like, I was only doing what his game guide told me to do, which was Odette.
Which was Odette.
I was on, tell him I'm sorry or something like that.
Done it, he'd have died, and then we'd all have lost her.
Odette.
We'd have lost Odette. When he comes back, tell him I said I'm sorry. Not a day goes by where I don't regret it.
Something bad happened. Something bad. But anyway, Mordecai's flying off the handle.
Yep.
And now he's not there for them for the whole, basically the whole time they're going to be in the dungeon. Yeah. So, but they've got to go on. So it's like this game show. And like Choco's like doing this like 70s game show and he's wearing a leisure suit.
You just picture it.
You can. So he's doing all this game show and Carl gets this array of prizes to choose from. And some of them, okay, this is where I was like, holy crap. Because there's a couple of these prizes in here. Like some of them are like no big deal. But there's a few that are like really good. And then there's a couple that are very personal to Carl. And one was the motorcycle. That was his dad's motorcycle.
A 1965 Harley Davidson. A whole lot of motorcycle words. But yeah, red and beige motorcycle with a small dent on the gas tank that had happened when he slipped once coming up the driveway.
But apparently Carl put the dent
in
the motorcycle.
Yeah,
because he said that's the only time my dad ever physically beat me.
He had never been physically abusive except that day.
So you get a little more about Carl, and then there's another one that is Carl's old toolbox. And he's thinking about all of like the things that he has in that, and he thinks about that in one of the drawers there's an almost full pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
But, and again, Carl being clever, because
a whole carton.
Whole carton.
Minus 1 pack.
So he's like, first of all, Carl's paranoid. We know this. Carl doesn't trust anybody. We know that. But he's also really observant, and he takes all of this stuff in, and he notices on this toolbox that the top drawer, which he could never quite shut because it was always too full, is shut. Mm-hmm. And so he's like, they're fucking with me. It's empty.
Yeah.
It's empty, because he's thinking about all these tools that he could use, and of course the cigarettes, and he's like, no.
Yeah, they're like, they're trying to get him to pick the sentimental things, because the real prize that they don't want him to pick,
but is glinting at him, so the AI wants him to pick it.
That's true. That's true.
I guess, I don't know. That's a video game thing. Like when something's important, it like glints at you. Mm-hmm. So there is this cookbook that I don't even remember. It was something about spells or potions or something. It was something stupid name.
Yeah, the Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook by Anonymous.
No, that's the actual, but the name in the game.
Chicken and goblin recipes galore.
There.
But it's more than that, too. Each recipe is accompanied by a hilarious tale by the anonymous author, recounting some of the zany and madcap misadventures they experienced gathering these mouth-watering recipes. Fun for the whole family. This book is a real hoot.
That was it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's glinting. And Carl knows, because it's already happened before. Mm-hmm. And so that's what he picks. And that's when we find out
Yeah. Well, he didn't...
what it really is.
Yeah, he didn't know what it was.
He didn't know what it was.
Just all... Because, like, all of the prizes on the thing, they weren't actually able to read the description of. They could only, like, this is 2 potions, or this is a book, or whatever. And so he saw the glinting and the little anarchist symbol on the cover.
Right.
And so he picked it for that. And then that was when he got that description. And they're like, oh, sucks for you.
Why?
Sounds terrible.
And Donut's so mad.
Mm-hmm. You should have got the chaps. Yeah, I should have picked the chaps, Carl.
Yes, there was chaps. But, okay, so this is where I really started, because, I mean, the AI has always, like, made comments and things, but, so you know that when he made that comment about Mordecai's been on a crawl, so obviously the AI knows what's going on there. But that is extremely personal. So how did the fans know to pick those things? And sometimes the AI pops off with something very personal. Mm-hmm. And it's like, how do they know these things? I mean, seriously, is there some sort of, like, brain scan? How do they know those things?
I wonder if, like, because, I mean, didn't they say that they had people on the planet before they actually took over the planet? So, like, maybe they were collecting data. But then again, how are you going to collect on all the people?
And you wouldn't know who's going to enter the dungeon.
Yeah.
So how... That's where I honestly, this one, I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope it comes out later that there's some sort of weird, nefarious thing that they did beforehand. Because, like, later on, the AI comes up with stuff that's, like, deep. And then it's like, are they doing this with everybody? Or is it just Carl?
Yeah. Or, like, the top 10, or, like, you know.
Yeah. Because I'm like, is everybody getting trolled so personally like this?
Maybe they have their own Roger.
Maybe they do. Who knows? I don't know, but it did make me wonder at that.
Yeah, that's fair. I never actually thought about that.
At that
like,
point,
how does
I'm
the
like,
AI know?
How do they know? Well, and again, this is fan boxes, but I think that the AI picks the prizes, and then the fans vote on which prizes to include. So it's the AI doing it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how do they know? How does the AI know these very personal things? I want to know. I want to know.
We have one of the best lines at the end of this chapter. Together, we will burn it all to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that was another mic drop moment.
Yes.
And I loved it. I loved it. I literally was like, oh, hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because of course, the Dungeon Anarchist cookbook is not a cookbook. It's basically a journal of all of these other crawlers that have come before, and they make notes in this. And oh, that was the other thing too, because it very much says you have to keep this a secret. You can't know about it. If someone finds out about it, it's going to be gone. It's going to get taken. If you die, it will be gone. You can't show anybody. You can't talk about it. If you use it, you've got to make a show of having come up with it yourself.
Yeah, you got to read it somewhere where no one can see, including the AI. Like, no one can see you read it.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. The AI obviously knew what this was. So, if the AI is not supposed to know about it, how does the AI know about it? Did the AI start it?
Maybe
in the interest of because the AI's purpose in this is to keep things fair for the crawlers. So
maybe the AI isn't the issue. Maybe it's just boring. Because
well, that's what I wanted. I thought it was like if the system finds out, but maybe they just mean.
I mean, technically the AI is everywhere. Like,
yeah.
Even in safe rooms and
because he said the only place you can read this unmonitored is the bathroom.
I'm wondering if
but that's where I was like, then the AI shouldn't know either.
Like,
but the AI obviously knows about it.
Well, yeah, because I mean, just the description. The AI writes the description of the items.
Right, but it was glinting. So
yeah,
the AI wanted him to get it. I don't know.
They done pissed off the AI. Borant did.
Well, they did.
They're paying for it.
That is for sure.
Or they're about to pay for it.
Yeah. The last major thing that happens in this section is they go to the Desperado Club. They meet up with Ellie and Imani, which is
it's so fun.
Classic.
Oh my gosh, I love Ellie.
I know.
She is amazing. She's amazing. She's so like. Just an in-your-face personality. Well, and I just love it.
The introduction to Ellie is she's ordering a drink at the bar. She's trying to get the bartender's attention, and she says, "Whose dick do I gotta suck around here to get a drink?" That is your introduction to Ellie. She is such a badass.
I love her.
She is such a badass. She is great.
Yeah. And her new character, or the new way that she acts, honestly, like. Because Carl or someone had made a comment about how, like, this isn't how I would have pictured her. And I'm like, how could you not? How could you not? Because even when she, like, before her change, you knew that she had lived a wild life.
Well, she had lived a life.
Because she's always talking about being high and her escapades with Barry.
Yeah, like, but I think they were wondering how much of that was attributed to her dementia.
True.
Because personalities can change greatly. Yeah, when a person gets dementia. So I think they were wondering, and then obviously not. Obviously not.
Yeah, and I'm so here for it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love her character.
And they get security.
They do. Sledge and Bono.
Bomo.
Like
and the sledge.
And the sledge, so Bono
and the edge.
Bono and the edge, yeah.
You too. So yeah.
Oh, sledgy.
So Bomo is Carl's security, and the sledge is Donuts. So they meet up with Ellie and Imani, and they're supposed to be going over like a map and description of to figure out some stuff. And of course they bump this, so they're all in each other's chats. And Donut's like done, and she just goes off to the dance floor.
Yeah, she had some of her Dirty Shirley, and she's ready to dance. She's like, come on, Sledgy, let's go dancing.
Dirty Shirley time.
Yeah. And so
Katya cannot get into the Desperado Club at this point.
Yeah, she's not in any clubs. So.
Yeah, so she stayed behind.
To practice her doppelganger skills or whatever.
to practice. But So I think Donut was feeling a little bit bad. She was all ready to go take Claudia clubbing and stuff. And then she's like, oh, but you can't get in. But anyway, yeah, Donut goes off to...
Goes out to the dance floor with Sledge and Bomo. Both of them were there because...
Sledge. The Sledge.
And Bomo was there too.
Was he?
Yeah, because I think...
Is that when Carl decided to go out on the dance floor and start like bumping fists with everybody he could find?
I thought this is when he was having the chat with Ellie and Amani, and they're just talking, and she's like, "Oh, well, their security's good enough." Oh, right, because that's right. He sends Bomo off. Yeah, just like, "Oh, their security's good enough. Just go protect Donut.
Protect Donut."
And then there's a loud commotion out on the floor.
Well, and Carl gets a notification that Donut's
cockroach
skill kicks
activated.
In. Yeah.
And then the chapter ends, or that scene ends with a Donut being covered in blood and a skull appearing above her head.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was just, because Carl obviously rushes right over. And, like, just... Donut is like a mess. Yeah. Like, she's just, I'm so sorry. Carl, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. And she's so upset. And you think, oh my gosh, you know, she's really feeling bad for what she did. And then she says, no one's going to like me.
Yes.
But I do think it bothered her. Because she all along never wanted to get one of those skulls. She never wanted it.
She says that, too, in that little section, I think. Or at one point, she's like, I never wanted to have a skull. I didn't want to kill anybody. Maybe those stupid dogs, but not a person. Not a real person.
Not a real person.
And, they have to kind of reassure her that, oh, well, she didn't do anything wrong. She was just defending herself because this... Crawler, since they're in the top 10, you know, they have bounties on them now. Yeah. And the crawler had come up from behind her and stabbed her in the back.
That was one of the things Bautista told them, that there were crawlers at the Desperado Club talking about hunting down the top 10 and collecting bounties. So he was warning them that was there already.
Yeah.
She did.
But she had to slash the neck in retaliation. And then Ellie... killed another one.
Ellie being a pure badass. They didn't even know that there was a second one, and all of a sudden this icicle bolt comes out of nowhere.
She had a good line too.
She was getting right in there and like in the crowd, and she was like crowd controlling. Because she was yelling at me, get the fuck back the fuck up. Yeah. She was being like pretty badass.
Yeah, anybody else want to try something? You come for Donut or Carl, you come for all of us. I will freeze the blood in your veins and make your genitals shatter like glass. Oh, and then the dwarf was looking at her weird, and she's like, that's right, it's over. You giving me the hairy eyeball? Back the fuck up.
She was like, going to town. She's such a badass. Yeah. It is great.
Yeah.
It is great. But that is how Donut and Carl get Bomo and Sledgy as their permanent security, as basically a I'm sorry from the Desperado Club that they had failed. So they were going to get their money back.
And give them
they would get pro bono or for free. They would get their security comped. And Carl immediately says, I want these two. Because he was afraid they would get punished for one thing, for something that really wasn't their fault. But also because he's like, no, because anybody else would maybe not like us because of what happened to them. And these two, now that we've saved them, will be our friends.
It was a really smart move by Carl.
Yes.
Again, Carl with the smart moves here.
Carl with the smart moves. A little more, too, from Amani about Chris. And then Carl goes to spend the chip that he got.
Oh, at the casino.
At the casino. It's finally open, so he goes in, he gets to play roulette, or he can play the spinning wheel. And he chooses the wheel because he doesn't like roulette.
Oh my gosh, and one of the things is to get stabbed by the what do they call it?
The guy running the...
Yeah,
I can't remember his race. He says, don't worry, it won't kill you.
Yeah. I've stabbed tons of people. And then the nothing square or section.
Of course, Carl thinks it's just you get nothing. But the nothing is like this void that you get dropped into, which they don't know until it's like spinning.
Yeah, well, because behind them, someone else got the nothing thing, and he falls down into this pit, whatever, and this demon arm reaches out and whatever, and they're like, what was that? And I'm like, oh, that was the nothing.
The nothing.
The nothing.
The nothing.
It's like, oh no.
Yeah. But
he gets stabbed in the stomach by the croupier?
Oh, the croupier. Yeah.
Croupier. Get poisoned, vomit blood for 10 straight minutes. All on the wheel of fortune.
On the wheel.
The wheel of fortune.
But I thought he got kind of a dud prize, honestly. It was like an upgrade to his toe ring, I think it was.
Yeah. Enchanted toe ring of the splatter.
And then, like, after this whole thing, like, the first time that it was spun, it landed on, like, spin again. So and then you're like, okay, and then you've got the thing about the nothing.
Yeah, and it was really close.
The whole chest. And then it's like, oh, he just gets this dud prize.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess kind of a dud. It increased his strength with the toe ring, like 7 points.
Yeah, but I'm like, this was $100,000 chip.
That's true.
Yeah, I think
some of the other things were pretty good. Like the actual good prizes was like a new pet or a legendary box or like whatever.
Yeah. So. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
So that was the first 9 chapters.
First 9 chapters.
Our first quarter.
Wow.
Yeah.
So much is happening.
For the introductory chapters where not a lot happened. Because so much of that happened in like 2 chapters. And yet we still managed to talk probably an hour.
Yeah, I mean, 2046. Yep, over an hour.
Books, we may have to like break this into 2 videos for each.
Honestly,
I'm like, I don't know how we're gonna.
It's gonna be a 2-hour video. Well, 3-hour.
Yeah, because we're only a quarter through.
I'm gonna have to buy another SD card just for these.
Oh.
All right, so moving on to chapter 10 now, and the next
our next section, chapters 10 through 18, which it wasn't a really like high action moment, but
no, but the first line of chapter 10.
Yes.
The first line.
Yes.
We return to find Hecla sitting on the couch in our base drinking an Arby's milkshake, and I read that and I was just like,
already?
I was like, oh shit!
Already?
Hecla? Yes.
That's what I was like, already?
Yeah. And then come to find out it was just Katya.
It's Katya, but we find out that her doppelganger skill, if she can imitate whoever it is to, what is it, 90%? Then she can change the name. And so if she can imitate somebody almost perfectly, then you don't know. And it's just like, you've got all these things that you cannot trust, because you could have Katya running around. I think Carl says something like, if she could train that up, we'd have a perfect spy on our hands. It's like, you could be whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
Because you can change your name then too. They go on, because they found out from Vernon that there are certain things you need an engineer key for, and the only way to get an engineer out of the engine is derailing a problem with the train. So they decide they're going to derail a train.
Carl decides that they're going to derail a train.
They're going to derail a train. Which is funny, because they do.
Big time.
They do, but while they're setting it up, and this is what I thought was so freaking funny too, because you have the Vanquisher Club as well as the Desperado Club. So the Desperado Club is for like the bad guys. And I think Mordecai described the Vanquisher Club as like a country club. Yeah. Clubhouse kind of thing. He's like, you don't want to go in there. So there's a Vanquisher Club beside the station, and this like goat thing walks outside and sees what they're doing and then walks back in. So when they derail the train, anyway, they derail the train, and the engineer, who is a Mantar,
the entire exchange between the Mantar and
Yeah.
Carl, Donna, and Katya was so hilarious. Like, everything the Mantar was saying, just like, oh my god. Like, because he didn't realize that they were the ones that derailed the train. And
No, yeah, he thought they were passengers, so he was like,
he was trying to, like, protect them and get them to safety, and, like, we have to get away from...
He's all like, hail, let us go drink mead.
Yes,
You know?
yes.
Did you get the description? That's the picture on the original cover. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, so he's a Mantar, so it's like, everything from the neck down is like the horse body on a centaur. So he's like got his legs and a set of arms, but then from the neck up is another torso with arms and the head. So it's
it's a man and man.
It's
a combination.
It's a Mantar.
Mantar, and his name's Gorgor.
Gorgor.
Gorgor, Mantar, level 40. Of all the tars out there, from centaurs to bicentaurs to rhinotars, the Mantar is one of the weirdest. Half human and half human. The Mantar has been genetically engineered for both strength and dexterity, making them perfect for the often grueling and thankless job of Tangle Train Engineer.
Yeah, so Gorgor goes off into the Vanquisher Club, which that tracks. But that's where the funny goat comes in, because the goat rats him out that it was them that... so Gorgor comes and he's like enraged, and turns out he's a boss.
Yeah.
So anyway, they've got to battle Gorgor. So the problem is like the whole, like, nothing works except the punching with his gauntlet, which... he's a worshiper of Grohl. So there is...
The war god.
The war god. Right? There's a 1.5% chance of summoning the war god every time he hits him. And that's when Carl finds out it's cumulative.
Yeah, and Mordecai told him from the start, do not summon
him,
because you cannot beat the god. You cannot beat Grohl. You summon him, all you can do is run and hope for the best. You're gonna die, pretty much.
I know, but he's hitting him. And it's like 1.5. And then he keeps hitting, and it's 3, 4.56, and he's like, I didn't know it was cumulative. Then it got to 10, 10.5, and it starts blinking. Yeah. And so it's getting ready to summon the god. And what Gorgor says, yes,
by the gods.
I have been blessed by the gods. So, yeah, it's coming. But so they have to... Carl has to kill him before the
he's summoned, because he's going to the Grohl is going to inhabit the body of Gorgor through this summoning. So yeah, Carl has to kill the host body of Grohl before Grohl can be there. So and then this is when we find out Carl's been sponsored
by the Valtei.
The Valtei.
Which is interesting.
Well, it's interesting who they're all sponsored by. Especially Katya.
Yeah.
So Donan ends up being sponsored by Donatia, who was on the talk show with Manon. Or Manon.
She's from the Skull Empire, right? Wasn't that what she was from?
She's from the Prison Kingdom.
Oh, the prison. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, because the Katya was... sponsored by the Skull Empire, the sister.
Oh, right. What am I thinking of? What's the other one? The tiara. The tiara of the sepsis whore.
Oh, that's the...
Made donut part. The Blood Sultanate.
Blood Sultanate.
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
There's so many different parties and things to keep track of.
Yeah. But also, after that was just kind of another... moment that I'm not sure if... I don't know how to take what happens, because Katya got her finger cut off. And, before this, it was like she got the bracers for her arms. And because of her doppelganger, it, like, melts into her. It becomes a part of her mass. Anything that she's wearing. So, like, she has regular skin, but it's metal. And it looks like regular skin. So... during the fight, Carl says he saw something fly off of her, but he heard a clang of metal. So he was like, oh, it's just metal, not flesh. Well, come to find out, it actually was one of Katya's fingers.
Yeah.
And she was really upset about it, because she's already not human anymore. She can make herself metal. And now she's lost a finger and she's like feeling less and less human. And basically Carl says, no, it's up here. It's you. That, you know, they can cut off every other thing, but as long as you're still you, they can't take that away from you. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if it almost doesn't come across as very supportive of Katya. More like a get up.
Oh yeah, no, this was a total like,
it's not that bad. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
You know,
it was,
or if it's,
I think he meant well.
Yeah.
With it, but it does come across almost like he didn't care that she was struggling.
Yes.
With this moment, because I mean,
right.
Put yourself in Katya's shoes. Like that would be tough to like lose one of the last remaining pieces of yourself. Technically, you know,
which we know Carl's not the greatest at communicating, but
feelings.
I'm like, even if he had said something like, "That's rough. Mm-hmm. That's rough, and I'm sorry that happened to you," or you know, that's acknowledged it. Maybe it's just that he didn't even acknowledge.
Yeah. Her struggle. Struggling. Yeah, I think that would have helped because I think what he said was good.
Yes,
like that was great, but we needed to take a moment to be like, okay, yeah, that's tough. I hear you, but you're still you. Like we needed that leading moment. I think, but yeah,
just to say that. Well, Carl's also, like, I see you. I see your struggle. Well, I get it.
That's one thing that Katya really has struggled with, is that she doesn't feel seen.
Right.
People always are talking over her, and she's always been so timid and things, and like,
and
no one listens to her.
Yeah, and she is very timid. Mm-hmm. She is, you know, just really quiet. She's not confident, but I think just her natural personality, she's quiet. She was a university art professor before all of this, but I do. And then I think it's later on that they talk about her not feeling like she's part of their team. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that also comes with a feeling of being brushed off, like they're helping me, but they don't really care about me, kind of thing.
Yeah, and a moment like that didn't help.
No.
Matters at all.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But I think it was still Carl trying. Mm-hmm. But
just,
he doesn't.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is probably a good thing to bring this up. Something that I am like so very much appreciate about this series, at least as far as I have read, is the lack of sex. Mm-hmm. I cannot stress how, and not just that, I mean, there's plenty of sexual innuendos and jokes, like the dick jokes abound in this, you know, they're everywhere. You know, and we've got Odette with her huge rack. Mm-hmm. So it's not like those sorts of things are skirted, but there's no, like, relationships, you know, there's no sex, there's not even, like, on Carl's part, or really anybody's part, any sort of objectification. We've got a lot of women in this cast. And there is at no point when Carl looks at them as a woman body.
Yeah.
You know, there's no point where he...
With that male gaze or whatever.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. That where he looks at Carl, or he looks at Katya, and is like... Because in certain places, she reverts back to her natural form. Mm-hmm. And I think it does say in there, she's pretty. Mm-hmm. You know, she's small.
Yeah, he has commented on
she's
how
pretty,
she looks. Mm-hmm.
But it's not,
it's not in like I feel uncomfortable reading this way.
It's not in a sexual way.
Mm-hmm.
And I so very much appreciate it. That there is nothing here. And like I said, he's met plenty of women through this book. Or any of the other male characters. You know, there's been plenty of other interactions, and it's just not there. And I guess it took kind of this, having a woman in the party with them, to kind of pick up on that. Mm-hmm. and also that I've almost been expecting it. Which I know these are like dude bro books. I get it. You know, so I'm not expecting romance of any sort.
Right.
But, I mean, how many action movies have you watched where right before the final act, there is the downtime where they have to find someplace to hole up for the night, and then it's like, we might die tomorrow. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, they're literally about to die every day.
Yeah.
And yet, nothing, not even a thought about it from Carl.
Which, yeah, like you said,
and I really,
so much appreciated.
Really appreciate that. Okay, onward. So they get their sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
This is when they're in a chat, and Ellie and Amani have been exploring out too, and they discover how the drug ring works because they know again that they're getting on the train. They're getting drugs, getting on the train to fight crawlers, and then at some point they're getting off so they can be teleported back in some fashion and get their
fix.
And Ellie and Amani discover how that works.
Is this our first? Is this our first re-mention of the Crackarin or not yet?
Yes, I think it is.
I think it is. Yeah.
The Crackarin is back. The drug dealer of the
of level 4
of the
of the Iron Tangle. Yeah, if they don't
hi.
get hi George.
Hello.
Yeah, if they don't get their fix, these monsters, if they don't get their fix in time, then they start getting the DTs.
They get the DTs,
so.
Which becomes an issue. Yeah. And this is where, when I was watching the Hello Crawlers video on this, and I had not thought about it because a lot of these things just fly right over my head. But these NPCs, like, generally, they're created, they're given their, quote, programming, and then they're just let go. And they can do whatever they want as long as they're kind of like, you know, in the dungeon killing, right? And in this one, they need them to follow a certain way of doing it. You know, they need them to do, they can't just turn them loose in the tangle and let them do whatever they want. They need them to do a specific thing. And so this is how they had to create a way that these mobs could be controlled in order to do what they do. And the reason, well, I mean, obviously it's plot driven, it's part of the plot, but also because I really think like this is where his satire in this book really starts to hit. Because, I mean, it's no new thing about doing crowd control or population control by using some sort of drug. So,
yes. Whether that be social media or an actual drug.
Yeah.
You know, TV, whatever.
Because there is a very large amount of satire in this book. So, and I think that is where it really starts like hitting. I mean, I wouldn't say that like the previous books didn't have any, but it wasn't
as noticeable.
It wasn't big.
Yeah.
It wasn't big, but it is really in this book a lot. And I think that's a point where it starts, I think. But they also, right after that is when they get on a named line. And I can't remember the name of the train. But it's the one where the conductor is like, don't leave, there's still time, don't get on here.
Oh, yes.
Right? Because
the dismemberment limit, was that?
Something like that.
They wish us luck on the dismemberment limited. Because to me, this was the most epic kill of the entire book. And there is some really big book kills in this book, but this one, for some reason, I think it was because it was so clever and it was so quick. And because of Carl's line?
Yes.
And this? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. Yep.
So, like, the conductor's all like, and they describe it as, like, this thing that looked like all skin and bones but had this big poncho on, and when they get in there and they get you know, this conductor's like telling them, get off, there's still time, you don't want to get on this train, get away. But they do, of course, and then the doors close and they're stuck, is when they realize that it is like skin.
Yeah, is he a flesher? Is that what he's called? Or
I never quite understood that.
Troll, flesher, and hobgoblin skelly symbiote.
So there's these war mages,
mm-hmm.
and they'll steal bodies, like dead bodies, and then to get their skeletons, and then they strip the skin off of
mm-hmm.
another one. And they can animate the skin, or was it they get the skin and they can animate it and then they can kill other things with it?
Yeah,
was that it?
It says the war mages will find fallen soldiers or whatever, and they'll cast the "You're Not Done Yet" spell on them, and the flesh is ripped from the bodies of the fallen soldiers, and the loose skin becomes a sentient minion called a flesher.
And then they send that after.
Yes, they're tossed across the battlefield, and they have one goal, which is to find a new set of bones.
Right. And the conductor is Levi the 7th.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Levi the 7th. And
because it's the 7th time. So crawlers have gotten on this train at least 7 times
mm-hmm.
and been killed.
Yes.
And so, yeah. So there's a war mage, so they like barricade the door, and just, I don't know if you were listening to the audio. You were not at this point.
Oh, no, I wasn't.
The point in the audiobook when they were doing this, like, it would be like, you know, them talking, because they were trying to figure out what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the war mage is on the other side talking to them, but in the audiobook, it's like really soft whispering. Like it's through the door, and I'm like, oh, it was so creepy.
That sounds amazing. That sounds amazing.
So in one of her boxes, Donut gets the whole
mm-hmm.
spell.
The whole spell. So she can, right now, it's only like, what, up to an inch or so?
Yeah,
she can create a hole in any surface.
In anything. And at this point, Carl's like hoping that it'll go on a vertical surface, not just on the ground. Because they tried to use it with the Mantar. To trip him.
Was it with the man?
Because it was just a divot.
Oh, okay,
So they were hoping that he would trip
mm-hmm.
and fall. And it was just a divot in the ground. It didn't do anything. But now she's trained it up using their new training room in their personal space.
Mm-hmm.
So she can actually open a hole. And he's hoping that it will open on a vertical space. So this war mage is out there just being creepy as hell.
Yeah, he's saying some weird ass things to them. And
yes, it is creepy. It was like,
do you really think I won't have your skin? Yeah. Your friends were already on this train 6 other times. One group was much larger than your group now. They tried blocking the door too. Such beautiful leather. Come now, open it up. Join us. It will only hurt for but a moment. Crazy.
And in the audiobook, that is being like whispered. It is creepy.
That sounds super creepy.
It is. But this is where it's just like so epic to me. Because Carl's just letting him talk.
Mm-hmm.
And then he starts counting down. Like 3, 2, 1 to Donut. And she hits the hole spell. And Carl reaches through and pulls him through. And has her close the hole. And it cuts his head off. And it's just like instant. And it happens so fast.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just listening to it. And I just went, what?
Right.
That's it.
We're expecting this big battle because it's a war mage, and like
exactly.
Levi's just like, he's gonna kill us all, and like and then the mage was like, well, there's been so many others, like the groups and like whatever, and they just like that, just like
instant. And Carl's all cocky about it.
I love it. He's just like, hey, I want to tell you a secret. Hey, dismember, I want to tell you a secret. Come close to the door. And then Donut closes the hole and yep. Oh,
right off.
It was amazing. Right. And then Carl was like, what was that, bitch? I didn't quite get that last part. Like, damn, Carl, okay.
But later on when Zev was like, everybody loved your line. Try and do more stuff like that.
Yeah. That was so good.
Loved it. I loved it.
It was so good.
I think it's just the fact that it wasn't a battle. It was just again, Carl and Donut being really clever and about how to use their resources and just...
Well, it's very much like one of those moments where, you know, like a comedic moment in some of these action movies where the villain's just going off and giving his whole spiel or whatever, and then they're just like...
Again, the Indiana Jones moment.
The Indiana Jones,
you know? Yeah.
It's like, I don't have a sit listen to you.
I love it.
Bye. Yeah, it was great.
Then after that, Carl makes the backpack for Katya. And this was one of the most painful scenes for me. And there, again, there's some really bad shit that happens later on. But this was so painful. Just... when he makes the... Because obviously they figured out... Carl, because of the cookbook, actually, figures out how to add mass to Katya. Figures out that, of course, anything she puts on is going to be absorbed. And that anything she can pick up, she can absorb. So he figures that this is a way, and they have to equip it. They kept talking about equipping the backpack, which I didn't really understand, honestly.
Gaming terms.
But I think that means that once it's part of her mass, she can move things in and out of her inventory, so she can control how big or little she gets once it's in her. If it's equipped. It has to be equipped to put it in her inventory and back out again, I think was the deal. I don't really understand, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. Carl builds this backpack for her, and because of all of this random junk that he has, he fills this backpack full of crap. And he tells Katya to put it on. It'll help boost her mass and stuff. And he's got it on legs. And so she puts it on, but it's too heavy. And if she can't lift it by herself, she can't put it in her inventory. So he's telling her, you know, just do this, you know, change your body so you make a shelf and all of this. And it just, she's having such a hard time with it. And at this point, changing is still painful for her. And she's trying to lift all of this weight in this backpack while changing her body. And he's just shouting orders at her. Like, grow, make a tripod. Grow, do this, do that. Make a shelf. And she's like, at some point, all bent over with her back body extending out to make a shelf to hold the backpack. And it just is so painful. And Carl is so wrapped up in getting this stuff in her that he's just like,
he's not seeing
what
he's doing
to her, and it's so painful.
It's just
to read.
Well, and then it leads into Donut having to have that little heart-to-heart moment with Carl, being like, hey, do you not realize what just happened here? Like, the way that you were treating her is not okay, and we need to...
Yeah, because when they were going to, they were going to wreck the nightmare at that point. And they're going to lay a trap. And as they're walking, Katya stays behind with Mongo on the platform, and Donut's worried about him. And Carl says, oh, she's a big girl. She can take care of herself. And Donut says, if she is, then why do you keep telling her what to do? You didn't even ask her if she wanted to get giant. You just shoved the backpack at her and told her to do it. Carl says, she likes it, I said. But what if she didn't? He says, look who's talking. You with your boots and purple mohawk nonsense. That's different. Fashion is different than making someone change. You keep telling her to be herself, but you're the one making her change most of all. And this gives Carl a moment where he has to, like, step back and he tries to justify himself. Because he's like, you know, all right, yeah, maybe I should apologize. But, you know, like the AI had pointed out, this isn't Dr. Phil. You know, we're trying to survive.
These rom-com moments.
We don't have time to talk about feelings and stuff. And there was one line in there that he says that I didn't want to be a jerk, but I also wanted to keep her alive. And I'm like, yeah, Carl, but maybe just...
There's a better way to go about this.
Think about your approach. Because and Katya, and he says later on in the book, too, that Katya will just let him steamroll over her. She's not going to put up any argument to him. And so she isn't going to stand up for herself. and say, no, I'm not doing that.
Right.
I mean, it turns out to be a good thing because she does get it absorbed into her, and she does get it equipped and in her thing, and all of a sudden she's like 7 feet tall and massive.
Right.
So, I mean, it does.
And she does like it. She also, like, makes her own updates and things to it. So
she does.
It ends up, being a good thing.
It's a good thing. And she did need to do it in order to... He is trying to keep her alive.
Just there's a better way to go about it.
But I think that's one part when I was like, he's starting to accept her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I think it was around this time when he started thinking about, well, if we could get her to stay in the group, you know, kind of thing too. But, I mean, he was just helping, but God, it was so painful. So painful to watch. Oh, they got benefactor boxes at this point too, before they got to the nightmare. And I have a note that says pill. And I don't remember why I wrote that.
The pill from the Valte. For Carl.
Oh, right. Because I was like, oh my God, where is that description?
Yeah, the pill
that was before. That was before that happened.
Yeah, it gives him the ability to look through portals.
Right. Yeah. That you can get all of these, like, all this info and stats on these portals. And you can screenshot and you can look through it to see what's on the other side. But what creeped me out about this is the Valte are the brain bugs, the worms. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, because there was something in there that said you do not have the neural interface installed while your current wetware system is compatible. You know, visit the Outreach Center, discuss upgrade options, payment and licensing plans available, keeping the best of you alive. And I was just like, oh no, they're grooming Carl to be a host.
That would be wild.
And I was just like screaming, do not take that pill! Do not take that pill!
I mean, honestly,
Do not take that pill!
It
turned out great, but I'm afraid it's that slippery slope.
Yeah.
Especially because of, I don't know if it was in this book or the next book, his next gift from them. It seems like it's leading further down that path, and I'm like, you've got to stop. It is a good gift, obviously. Mm-hmm. And it's obvious that the Valte want to screw with the Crawl.
Right.
Obviously, because this ability for portals unlocks the whole train system. Mm-hmm. And also his ability to maneuver around and fix it in the end. So it's obviously a good one, but I'm like, I think it's one of those things like when the drug dealer goes, first one's free. Mm-hmm. You know, it just...
Yeah, well, because, I mean...
I don't know.
What's gonna happen with Carl after, if he dies, or if he wins? Is he going to still be Carl?
Right.
At the end of is he going to be in control?
Yeah.
Or is he going to become an NPC or a game guide or whatever?
Exactly.
For Valte.
And if he's like taken Valte enhancers,
he's almost Valte property.
It's like, it does me. I'm just like,
how
much are they changing him so that he'll be a proper vessel for the next whatever?
Oh, I didn't even think about
because
that.
It says keeping the best of you alive. And I'm thinking they ain't talking about crawlers in the crawl. Mm-mm. I'm thinking Manasa.
I'm thinking whatever they deem to be the best that they can use.
Well, exactly. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're not keeping the best crawlers alive. They're keeping the best specimens alive, like Manasa.
Yeah.
We'll keep you alive forever. Just sign the contract. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, again, it turned out to be a really great thing. Mm-hmm. But, like the ring, which we'll talk about later. But, you know, gifts comes with strings.
Sometimes.
And it just, I don't know. Anyway, that one, that's why I had a big note. But no, then Carl's plan goes to shit.
Oh, it goes to shit hard.
Hard.
Oh my gosh,
They
wild.
try and wreck the nightmare.
Mm-hmm. Oh well, before we talk about this, though, we gotta get into meeting Fire Brandy.
Well, that's after. Yeah, because she's on the train.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, she's on the train. So they decide they want to derail the nightmare so that they can get control of that train too. Mm-hmm. And so they decide they're gonna do that. But that's why Carl and Donut are going down the track, because they're gonna lay some kind of trap.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And then come forward. But things go to hell. Things are coming faster. I can't remember exactly.
Something he judged it wrong. Yeah. The timing was off.
So I have no idea where that cut off.
I have no idea either.
I have no idea. But anyway,
he didn't make it.
That's how he gets into the train, because the train's still going. Mm-hmm. And remember, it was like overheating and stuff because the engineers were killed when the protective shell went through. And so he's trying to figure out how to keep this thing from exploding. The AI is giving weird descriptions about that it's gonna explode.
Yeah.
And all of this. And that's when we meet Fire Brandy.
Okay, yeah.
Because she sticks her head, or like her face is in the window of the coal boiler, in the boiler, whatever. She her face is there and she knocks on it or something. Carl has to open the door for her. But she tells him how to
run the train.
How to run the train.
That's her demon MILF.
I know.
Fire Brandy.
I know. I think that's hilarious. And I love her description too. She looks like a 1950s
pinup girl.
Pinup with the bandana in her hair, but horns coming out.
Yes.
I loved it. I'm thinking of all of those classic car show girls.
Oh yeah.
They're all dressed in the 50s look, and they all have the this is what I'm picturing when I picture Fire Brandy.
But with the German accent.
But with the German accent, which was so funny to listen to. But yeah, she can have I think it's because she's a MILF class. She has babies.
Mm-hmm. For
and in what
years.
What is her? It's days, 5 days?
60 days.
So in that 60-day time, she'll have 10 to 18,000 babies.
15,000 to 18,000 babies. But only 1 in 10,000 is viable.
Yeah, so we'll survive.
Which is wild.
Yeah. But of course, then we discover, because of that the rest of them, the ones that die, turn into fuel. Shoal bricks, which is fuel for the fires. Mm-hmm. So, which
kind of crazy. We're just burning babies.
We're burning babies.
Burning babies.
Yeah.
Dead babies.
Dead babies. Burning dead babies. But their mom is the one that's burning the dead babies.
That makes it okay.
When Carl's talking to her and he's doing what she tells him to do as far as how to drive the train and stuff, he can hear a baby crying in the furnace. So he knows she already has at least one baby already.
Yeah.
And of course he's getting ready to loot this coal and finds out that they're the dead babies. Mm-hmm. And then he loots them anyway.
Yeah. Well, I think I always thought it was really funny every time that she had to pause when she was talking.
Yeah.
Because she was having a baby and then Carl's like, oh, there's another one.
So he figures out how to drive all the trains and gets back in touch with Donut. Donut tells Carl, don't ever do this to me again. I thought you'd been squished.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, Donut.
No. But I love it too. All of this happens. And of course the train just keeps on going. And the first thing that Carl does, he doesn't talk to him, say, hey, I'm okay. No, hey Donut, can you go back on the tracks and see if any of the corpses out there are neighborhood bosses? Really, Carl? Really? So Carl gets on the nightmare and finds out that it goes to the end of the line. Mm-hmm. And then he figures out this train station, or this train, how it goes back to the beginning again.
It loops.
He gets all the things, all the information he needs to figure this out. Sort of. Yeah. He's still figuring out some of the portal stuff.
Yeah.
And
this is the big turning point where it's all kind of starting to make a little bit more sense, and we're kind of figuring out a plan of how to get to the stairwell stations.
Yeah. So we figure out the color lines. Mm-hmm. Except for the engine. The engine gets teleported back to the beginning, but the rest of the train just goes off into this abyss. Mm-hmm. and is left there. And then they just build new trains for the rest of it, which I don't really quite get that. I'm like, why didn't you just like
recycle the whole train?
Recycle the whole train, but whatever. Except the named lines. The named lines don't go into the abyss. They go through a different portal.
The train yards.
That goes all the way back to the start, to the train yards. So Carl's got this, and he's looking in this abyss, and this is another moment when he has a memory about his mom at the Grand Canyon. It was just me and my mom standing on the edge looking off into the chasm. This had been on the way back from Texas when they went to the circus. And my father was there in the car waiting. His presence, patiently waiting behind us, was even bigger than that of the canyon spread before us. I remembered that moment at the barrier, my mom clutching tightly onto my wrist, and for a moment she clasped it so hard it hurt. And he says, "You're hurting me." And she's like, "I know, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." And you're like, oh shit, something's coming. And he's just a little boy.
Yeah.
What'd they say, like at the circus, he was only like 5 or 6 years old?
He was pretty young.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's very clear at this point that his mom, it was very clear the relationship between his mom and his dad, how that was.
Yeah.
And also,
it's obviously abusive.
Yeah. And how his mom wasn't doing well mentally.
Right.
Either. Like, that's just, yeah. It definitely starting to show how all of that, how that was Carl's home life.
Let's, Katya and Donut know that he can get back to the beginning. He'll swing back through and he'll pick him up. And then he starts telling everybody, because he'd been in the club, you know, bumping fists with everybody. So he starts sending out, and this is like the start, like, it's great. Carl is out there like sharing information, and his big thing is we all have to communicate. We've got to figure this out. But it just bites him in the ass like every single time. It's like he sends out all this information to people and they follow it, and then it just goes to hell. And of course he gets like a complex over the whole thing. So they figured out where the stairwells are on the dozens. So 12, 24, 36, blah, blah, blah. And the problem was they started at 80 or above. So they had to figure out how to loop back. And he's figured it out now. So he's telling them and saying, spread the word. And when they first started, they got a loot box for entering the floor. And they had gotten that dress-up conductor's hat. Everybody got one. And it turned out that an engineer key, or I think it was if you were in the engine of a train, you could go through the portal. Or did you still have to have the hat or the key?
You had to have one or the other.
Even if you were in the engine? I guess that would make sense because the engineers would all have their own keys. Anyway, these hats, but everybody had like, or not everybody, but a lot of people had gotten rid of their hats. Because...
This was later in the book when we find that out.
Yeah, this is right here, right after he gets to the abyss.
Oh, yeah.
Because he looks through the portal and it tells him that it's an engineer key or the hat. And so he's telling everybody. And he's getting back this flood of responses that all of these people sold him because at the beginning there were shops that were offering to buy them for like huge amounts of money.
5,000 gold.
So, you know, Borant trying to fix the game there.
Yeah. Well, and then Donut gets her benefactor box.
Donut. Yes. She did. From Princess Donatia.
And she was so excited. She's like, this is the greatest prize ever.
Carl
is the greatest prize in the history of prizes. Carl.
Yes. The sunglasses. The sunglasses. That are so actually amazing. I mean, they have some special vision. And they also will, like, focus her missiles into lasers. So now she can shoot lasers out of her eyes. It was so funny. And, of course, because she can't wear them because, you know, she's a cat. They magically have fixed her face.
Yeah. And she got her new skill. Vampire.
And she got her new skill.
Love vampire.
Love, we have to know that. Love vampire.
Love vampire.
Oh, but they named the glasses, they named them after her. It was a unique item just for her, and they named it after her too. Right through here too is when Ellie and Amani chat with Carl that the asshole, Quan CH, is out there screwing everything up. He's wrecking every train he can in order to, you know, get the stuff. And who knows? He probably knew Carl derailed a train, so he decided to do it too. He's such an asshole.
He is.
But the problem is like, it's causing the trains not to run. And so the mobs are not, like...
They're not being able to go get their drugs that they need or whatever. And
yeah.
Crawlers are starting to get trapped at stations because there's nowhere to go, or else they have to, like, walk like lots of miles and stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So people are starting to get stuck, and they're starting to get, he's just told them all, find this, write it to the end of the line, get this portal, you can get back this way, and now Quan CH is fucking up the lines, and nobody can ride.
Go
so
figure.
They're getting stranded. So they're all getting stranded. And oh my gosh, so much still happens in this. Because he picks up Donut and Katya, and then they circle back around and they go to the train yard, which is like under siege with the zombies. They think they're zombies at first, but they're the ghouls.
2. Oh yeah, the
ghouls.
Ghouls.
So like, what was it? If they're killed when they're in stage 1 DTs, then they become a ghoul.
I think so.
I believe. And then it was like, well, I guess that's later on, but that's where the soul capacitors come in. Like if you kill a ghoul, then they can be regenerated through the soul crystals, right?
I think so.
I think so too. But anyway, there's all these ghouls in the station. So, you know, they've come through with this plan, but now it's, of course, as per usual, going to crap.
Yeah.
Well, first they talk to the gnome. Widget, the grease
Widget.
gremlin.
Okay, yeah.
Comes down.
He's the mechanic. He slides down off.
He's in one of the towers.
Okay. Yep.
And
yep.
Yeah. So he's going to help him out if they'll take him with him, because part of this area is fenced off, and all of these ghouls are behind this fence, kind of a containment, but they're about ready to knock it down and things are going to, like, go to hell.
Yeah.
So he does, but unfortunately,
Widget doesn't get to leave.
Widget doesn't get to leave. He gets taken out right the hell away.
Yeah, I was like, like that was another, like, kind of quick death that just came out of nowhere. I was like, oh my, what? Like, oh, okay, like, shit, now what? Because he was gonna be the one that was like, he knew how to change the track so that way they got to the right train yard or whatever, and he had to go back up his cable up to the tower to go and switch it so that way on their roundabout, like, they were going in the right direction, so that they didn't go to the other train yards that were already overrun by the ghouls or, like, whatever. And then, yeah, he gets taken out real quick, and so then Carl has to let go of some control and let Donut go and try.
Yeah, because Donut says she's gonna go up there, and he's all like, doesn't want her to go.
Yeah.
And how are you even gonna get up there? What if it takes thumbs to do it? And well, I think he says he's going at first, and Donut looks up there and says, "Really, you're gonna climb that?
Yeah.
Really?"
It's like, how long is that gonna take you?
Yeah. And so she does, and of course she gets up there. And there's a point in here, well, they're on the chat, and Donut is telling things about Carl, and he's trying to give her instructions still. And he tells her, make sure you loot everything. You never know what might come in handy. Donut says, well, that's supposed to be a pun.
Oh my gosh,
hurry up. Don't pressure me, Carl.
Pressure me, Carl.
this was along the time too. I don't know when she says it. Maybe it may be after it's all over with. But Katya does tell Carl that, you know, you're always telling her she can't do stuff. And you need to stop doing that. I mean,
Yeah.
Carl, bless him, he's just getting kind of slammed right and left by the women in his party.
Well, rightfully so, though. Honestly,
Yes.
it's not like it's unwarranted. I
They're
think that he
trying
needs to
to.
have these moments.
Yeah, then he tells her to do something. Says, she's turning the table to get the right one. He says, I know which one. I'll tell you when to stop. Now see if there's a control up there that'll open the gate. And Jonah's like, I already opened it by accident.
Oh, yeah.
And more ghouls start walking out.
And she's like, I didn't want to tell you or something.
I thought you would be mad.
Yeah.
I thought you'd be mad. But as they're steaming out of this war zone it's turned into, they find a human.
Madison. Human resources.
Madison. The Iron Tangle Human Resources Associate. This is a non-combatant NPC. She is seriously like one of those I'm in charge and you're the employee and who are you anyway and you will take me here and
well, very human resourcey.
Yeah, because she's like, wait, I don't recognize you. How'd you get in here? What's your employee number? And Donut says, hardly. Do I look like somebody who would work for a train yard? So Carl immediately thinks this woman reminds him of Bee's mom. And even said that the woman even had the same, my face is a bit too tight. Catwoman glare.
Yeah.
Customers are not allowed in the train engines. I'm going to have to alert the transit authority.
Well, and Donut makes a comment too, isn't it? This part where she's like, she reminds me of someone.
Yeah, as
But
they're...
I'm not sure who.
As they're going out. But they also start to discover this whole play that Borant is doing on this corporate angle too, because like Madison, of course, human resources to start with, but she starts telling them all about the things that they're doing to save costs and all of that, and like the mandatory overtime for the dwarves, but they find out that they've got at these other stations, there's these, they call them station mimics, which are just big monsters that can transform into anything. And she's like, Madison is like all proud about this cost-saving initiative that they did in order to feed these mimics, that they're putting them like at those tunnels. So they were sending people through and routing people through there so the mimic could eat them. And then like when these dwarves would cause too much trouble, they would give them like red armbands to wear, and telling them it was like that was to indicate that after their last run they could go home, and what it really was a signal to the mimic that they could be eaten. And she was all proud of these cost-effective measures that could be happening. So they find out about these station mimics, and Carl tries to tell Bautista, do not get off. And he's like, yeah, too late.
Yeah.
So now they're all trapped. Donut starts out with, I don't like this lady. She's one of those people who thinks they're...
Who's really mean.
Who is really mean but doesn't think they're mean. That's her first one. And then towards the end, she's like, she reminds me of somebody, but I don't know who. And he laughed out loud.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Yeah, I think so.
We find out that players get loot boxes if they are player killers.
If they kill another crawler, they get a savage box. But if you're in a party, only the first person who kills somebody in the party can get it. But in the box are the
sometimes there are things, but in Donuts there was the PvP coupon. And this was a really interesting, like the whole description of it. Betrayal, sweet delicious betrayal. You have this coupon in your inventory and you kill the crawler whose name appears on the backside of this coupon, you will receive the following rewards, blah blah blah. And the coupons had the names of the other people in your party.
In your party.
So we have one for Carl and one for Katya. And
so when they were waiting for Carl to come back around, they were going out on the train line to clear the line, clean up the debris and stuff. And Katya had been working on making her eyes go in different directions and stuff. And so she saw Donut bury it under a train line. And then she went and picked it up, and
that's how we got the description, or whatever.
And brought it to Carl.
Brought it to Carl, being like, "Hey, I have something I need to talk to you about. I saw Donut getting rid of this." And so now Katya's kind of thinking like, well, if there's one for you, there's one for me. And does Donut still have it?
I only saw her
get rid of
yours.
Yeah, and now Carl's kind of like, well, what the heck's going on? He reaches out.
Why didn't she tell me about it?
Yeah. And when he reaches out to Amani, because Amani's the only other one that they know that has probably received these before. And we find out that Donut did talk to Amani about them as well. And was like, hey, like, what to do, and Amani had told her to get rid of them.
Right.
So we're hoping at this point that she got rid of both of them. Just maybe not at the same time or something.
Yeah. So, but it's interesting though, I think, that at first he's like, why didn't she tell me? And then he talks to Amani. And while he's talking to Amani, he's thinking, why did Donut talk to her and not me? And I was like, Carl, why are you talking to Amani and not Donut?
Yeah, the same reason why you're talking to Amani.
But then he turns around and he goes, well, that was actually a smart move because she knew Amani. But then he's like, I didn't even know she and Amani were chatting. And it's like, Carl, bro, get your head out of the explosives every now and again.
Yeah.
And, you might... So I don't know if he was trying to think about, well, it was smart that she talked to Amani to cover up feeling hurt because Donut didn't talk to him first.
Maybe.
So that then he could say...
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's kind of valid. Like, you're like, why didn't Donut talk to Carl about it? Like, because, I mean, granted, there probably hadn't barely been too much of a... too much time.
I think we find out.
Yeah.
I don't think in this chapter we find out, but...
No, but we do find out, I think, later.
Later on, but not before the end of this section. But this is also, he has a little... more to it about with Katya.
With the daughters.
That, hi, how are you? That she's having a hard time, and it wasn't just because of the coupons. That, again, talking about, they'd spent resources on helping her and getting her bulked up, but it was clear that she didn't feel a part of what was going on.
Right.
And he does say here, he likes her. He likes her a lot. But, that, she was shy and she's quiet. But she never ran. If she's going to do something, if she said she's going to do something, she did it. And she didn't run. She stood up. And he really respected that about her. So, but then he's still, like, knowing that she's talking to Hecla. And... what else is going on there, and should we cut her loose before she can betray us, and blah blah blah, and
well, they had that moment where he's kind of trying to figure out exactly how much he might be able to trust Katya as well, asking her, like, so daughters, what about how would Hecla feel about a man joining, because they had that whole thing about the man that was attacked Katya and Eva had to kill because he was being creepy and gross.
Right.
And so he's like, well, there hasn't been any men in
dogs.
There haven't been any men in the group. There aren't any men in there now. How would she feel about me joining? And
she's like, do you want to join?
Yeah.
And he's like, maybe. So, I mean...
But, and it has in there, like, the pauses of, like, oh, she's talking to Hecla right now.
Right.
And that's like, And so she's like, well, I think she'd want to talk to you first. Hecla thinks you're a bit reckless, but she really likes Donut.
But she only likes Donut from Mordecai.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's when he is like, I hated this. Why does everything need to be so complicated? Why can't people just be loyal?
Mm-hmm.
And
then we have the flashback.
The flashback, yeah. About Bee telling Carl that she was going to get rid of Donut.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that whole scene made me so mad.
She casually mentioned one of her mom's Persian, Sugar Bun, was pregnant and due soon. Once weaned, Bee would be taking 2 of the kittens, and Donut would be returned to her parents, who would try to sell her as a show-quality breeder. You don't even like her, Carl. Why do you care? She's your cat. She's a living thing, and you took responsibility for her. Fuck. Shh. I don't understand how you can just give her up. I don't care if you get another cat, but why do you have to give Donut away? Do you know how much money she's going to sell for, Carl? She's a former international grand champion. She's past her prime. I don't understand what you're not getting about this. Damn bullshit, all of this. So there's so much packed into that.
Yeah.
That bit that just...
It just broke my heart to read.
Yeah.
Honestly. Like, how... Like, because I do not understand how someone could even consider doing what Bee's even talking about right now. Like, Donut is her cat, and it makes it even worse that Donut this whole time has been defending Bee and being like, Bee's my person, and you know, Miss Beatrice, she would have loved, like, you know, she loved me, blah blah blah. Like, it just is so heartbreaking to have that flashback then, knowing and having read the things that Donut has said about Bee. And just, oh my gosh, it just, oh God, I cannot even contemplate someone wanting to get rid of a cat, their cat, their baby, well, you know?
In that Donut is a commodity to Bee, not a pet.
Oh yeah, no.
And for Carl, she's a pet. And again, Carl is Donut's person. I don't care what anybody says. And that whole thing, Bee saying you don't even like her, oh, bull.
He likes her more than you do.
Bull.
Who does Donut sleep on every night?
Yes, Carl. Exactly. So yeah, there's a lot in there, you know, that it happened during that flashback happened during a time when he's thinking, why can't people just be loyal? And that, so that's, you know, that kind of thing is triggering to him, because loyalty is extremely important to Carl.
Yeah.
For probably all kinds of reasons we have not figured out yet, but there's so much there. But also, is that playing into Donut and Carl being afraid that Donut is putting on a show? She's pretending to be other than she is so people will like her. Is that part of it? Because, you know, we do find out that Donut knew all of this. So, yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot in there. One of the last things in that is they get to Station 60, which is supposed to be the kind of compound for the, for all the NPCs. It's supposed to be their home. There's supposed to be apartment complexes here and blah, blah, blah. And of course there's nothing. And Madison refuses to leave. Somebody will come for her. She's just positive of it. And it was, as they're going off, you know, they kind of like, are you sure? She says Rod will come. Rod always comes. And he says, who the hell is Rod? And Donut has to instruct him because she gets all the gossip and she knows everything.
Yes.
So Carl says, bye, Madison. Go fuck yourself, okay? She's right back at you, boxer boy. And Donut, I remember who she reminds me of, Miss Beatrice's mom. She's just like her. She was really mean. I never liked visiting. None of the cats there were very happy. I could tell they didn't treat them as well as Miss Beatrice treated me. Again.
Knife to the heart.
Right? But it's just like, Donut knows what's up. She knows who's who. And I don't know. But yeah, all of that was when the plan was to send her back.
Yeah.
Send her back there. And Carl thinks the comparison didn't seem so funny anymore.
Right.
So my gosh, so much going on in that section. So much.
So much indeed.
And it's funny, this is like, they're just out there riding the rails and stuff just keeps happening, but it's like Mordecai's not in the personal space anymore, so it's like there's really just not a lot other than their boxes to open, and but they only have to sleep for 2 hours, so but they've also got a limited time to figure out these trains, and they're finding out that there's other stations are seated with things, so they still can't get to their stairwells, and even though they figured out how to work and how to get everybody around to the stairwells, they still can't. And it's just stuff, so much stuff.
So much stuff.
So much.
Oh my gosh.
So much.
Okay, so I think we decided that we're going to do a 2-part for this book. Probably for books moving forward, we'll do parts.
I think we're going to have to.
Breaking it up. Because, yeah, this, I mean... I'm sure this video is gonna be. We've been talking for
3 hours.
So edited down, it's probably at least 2.5. So
yeah.
R.I.P. to me for editing that.
She gets to edit this whole thing.
But yeah, so I think that's where we're gonna cap it here for this first part. I think that's a good place to start or to stop, and then we'll have the other 2 sections or whatever, the other half of the book.
The rest of the book,
in part
back
2.
half.
Like, when you love a book as much as we love these books, it's hard to not want to talk about every single thing that happened in it.
And and I keep thinking too, I'm like, oh, we should find a way to speed this up. We don't need to talk about all of this. And I'm like, but I want to talk about all of this.
Yeah, it's like, it's not really that we need to talk about it, but we have to talk about it. We want to talk about it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Because it's like, I want to talk about all this stuff. I don't want to skim over it. There's just so much that happens, and every little thing just adds to, you know, because like in the next section, 4-chapter section is one of my favorite parts of the book. But you have to talk about it all because it just builds and builds. Every little thing builds and builds, and you just can't. I can't just glance over this stuff.
So much. But okay, so that's gonna be the end of part 1. Hopefully you guys oh my goodness, words are hard. Hopefully you guys are enjoying watching these little read-alongs or book reviews, book discussions, whatever that we're doing with the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. Whether you are or not, we're going to keep doing them, but hopefully you are enjoying them. And if you did enjoy watching this one, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, go down below the video, hit the red subscribe button, join the Everyday Adventure family so you can see our beautiful faces every week with new book videos and more of these Dungeon Crawler Carl book discussions. Also, be sure to go and follow us over on TikTok and Instagram at Everyday Epic Book Club for even more content.
There you go. While you're doing all that, check out the rest of Amy's channel, because it is not just the book stuff. There's all kinds of other stuff like thrifting videos and deep cleaning and parties and kitties and a series on gaining financial independence. And you can also go check out her blog, which has features like Watch It Wednesdays and Foodie Fridays. So check it all out and become a part of the entire Everyday Adventurer family.
We're gonna get copyrighted for copy.
I am just like seriously gonna have to get the SpongeBob t-shirt.
Yeah. Yep. Alright, well, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I'm Amy.
And I'm Kelly.
And we are the Everyday Epic. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.